Hello, everyone. This is Trevor Cormier,
And
and with
this
me,
is Alex. Oh,
go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, this is Alex Kitn
From the Pro Mail
from
group.
the Pro Mail Collective group.
Thank you. It's just good. And
And
we noticed this. Alex brought this up. Now, he's a furry. I'm not a furry, but it doesn't matter. This is quite important. We're looking at a video concerning furries. It was a furry convention in Texas, I take it.
yeah, so the video is the recording quality is quite shit,
Yeah.
and like the person who recorded this is quite shit.
Yes.
But you can kind of make out what's like the mindset of what's going on. So basically, it's been treated as this long time internet tradition to just hate furries and hate furries all the time. And what this video shows is how when you introduce like girls into the mix, or little girls and their mums, like it just changes. It just puts a complete 180 on the dynamic.
Oh yeah. No, in fact, we'll start it off and we'll show you. There's a troll who comes up. It's one of these troll channels that come up, try to pretend that they're friendly and neutral, but he's actually against furries. Now take a look at this.
Yeah, you can see that it's purple text to black background.
Yeah. So
You
there's
might
the
have.
furries minding their business. Oh. There's the guy in the background
There's
filming.
the asshole.
Yeah. This guy's pretty cool in the blue jay. All right. I might have to shrink this up. It's getting quite. I think the large screen is eating up the space. There we go. That's a little better.
Yep. So pause video to read.
I should have hit it there. Yeah. Confused face. This is confused face. How can you tell? Yeah. Okay. Well, the gist is he's talking about how to pick up chicks. I don't. I mean, of course, it's the standard. Guys are just here unless they're getting a girl. They're losers. Even though these guys are really just here enjoying themselves.
Yeah, and this guy just wants to be here to be in these fursuiters' faces. Otherwise, it's just boring and shit to him and doesn't want to be around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, tell you the truth, you could see when it's a convention's daytime, it's actually quite like any. I'm sure like any convention, no matter what it is, when it's first starting off, especially anything with when you're cosplaying, there's probably a warm up period. They look like they're in a warm up period.
Yes, there's all this like chill activity outside, like people in their sort of groups, just just conversing with each other.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure it goes on and more people start showing up, they really get into the groove in talking about their stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's long-winded conversations and just how do you make this and how do what did it what did you have to go through just to build something like this? Or did we just he's talking? No, hold it, Alex. The little girl's in this one, is she? In the one, can you see where my
I can't quite tell exactly.
I thought she was. This is a shorter one. She's in the brown and green, so I'm thinking it might be her. The mom is definitely in the pink.
Like it's not obvious in the recording.
Inappropriate things when I'm talking to someone else and can't hear this conversation.
Yeah, I think you should pause when dialogue comes
Yeah,
up.
exactly. You see, so the thing is, I pause, I get the red line. I don't know if you know what that.
Oh, okay.
The guy starts talking about inappropriate things while I'm talking to someone else. Yeah. You don't know. You don't want to assume his age. Okay, let's see how far we get.
Yeah, so he got real embarrassed. He walked away.
Oh, I missed it. Okay, let's bring this back. Okay, let's move. Guy stood. Okay, we got that. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, pause.
Yeah, I just did. Okay. Apparently, this guy infiltrated convention, has been harassing fursuiters, of course. None of them was aware of this except for the person who asked him to leave.
At the beginning of the last clip.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had moved on and didn't realize the conversation that the hater was having with Snails and Sal. Snail is underage, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the mother confronted him. So, I mean, we don't really have to bore the audience too much with this. It's
Well,
the girl says, "Go, mom," and you say, "There's a case where they can shut this guy down because he knows he's in trouble." In the end, uh, the fursuits don't matter once it's a bunch of girls inside. Then they become girls.
yeah. The problem is that this was a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Because if he was harassing an adult male fursuiter, this wouldn't be the problem.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
look at the end. Go mom. It's not go furries. It's go mom.
Yeah, exactly.
That just says it.
I know they have furry in the title, hater or furry, but matter of fact, I'd go further. If this guy had been a young woman and harassed them, well, it wouldn't happen anyway, but because women don't really give a shit. But if it was, this video wouldn't exist. They wouldn't be showing it on YouTube because when it's one woman against another, I mean, who are they going to victimize, or I should say, who are they going to demonize? They're not going to demonize the woman even if she's attacking. So
No, there'll probably be like a bit more like moral support for the woman without the costume.
yes,
Like because it's like the more feminine of the two.
it'll be split down the middle. There'll be the furries will be jumping on because the furry side because they're girls, and the people who aren't furries will be jumping on the side of the woman and saying, "Yeah, you tell those, you know, those weirdos what to do." But
Those loser SJW,
yeah.
uh, like purple freak women.
I don't even know if they would do that because once they say it's a little girl and their mom, I mean, even I think most guys would just not say anything about this. They'd just keep out of it. And I don't think even most women would care. I don't think we'd even see this video. They would record it and they said, well, we're not putting it on YouTube. I mean,
No, this is a case of furries seeing a case where they can jump to defend a little girl in order to defend themselves.
yes, exactly.
Otherwise, they would not be able to do that.
Yeah, they would be frozen otherwise because, as you see, uh, my video when we put that actually said, furries defend yourself. These guys, I put it into the furry Reddits, and they were just like, "Screw you! We'll handle it in crowd. We'll chase off all the weirdos." And I said, "Buddy, you are the weirdo. Like if the guy
Yeah.
who wears the costume is always going to be considered a weirdo."
Yeah, and this video, like hater at furry convention driven off. Well, what's really going on is a 180 of the roles that are being played. Like because in this instance, the hater has taken on the role of being the creepy loser guy, and so that is and the furries who would usually be the weirdos, they're suddenly the role of the women you have to protect, like
Yeah,
who are just yeah who are just beyond touching.
yeah,
So that's why this hater was driven off.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, it just goes to show you that guys, it's all about like hating on low status men and hating on homosexual men. So if you've got two guys who are turned on by guys in furry costumes, they'll attack them by saying they're perverts because they're in furry costumes. But I mean, it's really just more homophobia, but it gets disguised.
Oh yes, and comments on YouTube are like, well, two pudgy fat men butt fucking in fur costumes is not the same thing as fucking like getting inside of a woman.
Yes.
Th-
Uh,
those
maybe,
are the types of comments.
maybe we shouldn't be using the F word so much.
Oh,
I
sorry
don't,
about that.
I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I don't want
But
to.
it just shows the intensity of like the just the contempt and hostility that furry YouTube gets.
Oh, yeah, of course. Because I don't know if they're the lowest on the totem pole, but they're very low. Like, I don't know who would be considered lower than furries right now.
Well,
Maybe you could
well,
say, what?
well, this guy being a loser shows how he too can just how it can be quickly switched and he can be quickly thrown under.
Yes. Well, one of the guys even says in this video, just turn around back on him, which works, but it only works really if you're, like you say, in the case where there's women involved. It's harder to do it when you're a bunch of guys in furry costumes. And the other thing is the bestiality thing. It's like there's no way you can hitch this to bestiality. If a guy was into bestiality or a woman, they wouldn't come to a furry costume. They'd just get themselves a pet. They'd actually the actual people who are into bestiality are actually just at home with their pets. They're not dressing up in costume to go out because it's not the same thing. A person in the furry costume is not an animal, no matter how you slice it.
This is just more toxic sewage to dump on like the furry community to try and like shut the furry activity down. They don't like.
Yeah, and it's just so harmful. Matter of fact, it's been going on longer than I think because I saw an episode. What was it? I'm trying to think. What's those old TV shows where they do with the forensics?
CSI.
CSI? Yes, one of the original CSIs. This was probably a good 10, maybe even 12 years ago that they did an episode involving furries where there was.
I think it was like 17 years ago.
Yes, it's probably longer than I think.
Like
So, I mean,
I
yeah.
actually didn't watch that episode. I might get around to doing it one day just to educate myself.
Well, actually, he was the main guy was actually very uh, kind. Because the people said, "Oh no, what do they see in it?" And he said, "Oh, you get to be cute." But the thing is, they showed a furry that had like it was kind of like a female furry, but it had like a loincloth with it, and you don't see that here. I mean, even the TV they're dressing it up because if you look at our screen, the one I've got here, I mean, they're just cute. No one's being sexualized. They're just cute characters. So I mean, even the television still they want to attack it, but say it's okay, and it's like they're full of shit. They're full of shit.
At the end of the day, this is all just an attack on male sexuality and just an attack on guys.
Yeah, attack on nerddom. Like I say, it's just low status. That's all nerddom is. Nerdy geeks. They're just guys at the lower end of the totem pole. People like taking a dump on them. You know.
Yeah, so that is why I do not consider this video of like the hater backing off like to be a victory. 'Cause I don't consider it a victory at all.
No, I don't blame you. It's not really because, like you say, it's just more protecting female than anything
Yeah,
else.
who are just allowed to do whatever they like.
No. You know,
Not that,
if you could have a furry convention, no guys allowed, all the furries are female, it would be that was it. They'd just have no harassment. If people knew that every person's costume was female, they would just be roll up the red carpet. That was just leave things as it is.
there would be no harassment, and the guys would actually love to get with these furry girls, if anything.
Yeah, they'd be saying, "I wonder what she looks like under that." You know, I have a furry girlfriend. You know, well, you see it. You know, this is a bit off the topic to what we're talking about, but it's like you see it in anime where one of the more recent ones called something Chunibyo, but it's when you're in your tweens and you're in Japan, they actually start acting out their Japanese anime, but it's a young girl who's still in it, and that's how they get away with it. Like the young guy was a Chinibyo, but he got over it because he knew he was an embarrassing phase for him. But then he's got this girlfriend who's still into it, and the reason why the anime works is because in the end, grown women could be in the Chinibyo, Chunibyo, or whatever you say it, and it wouldn't matter. You know, it's actually something that appeals to guy. Like here's this nerdy girl that everyone thinks is weird and won't touch, so you get to have her as a girlfriend. You know, like, guys take what they can get. Yeah.
Yeah, girls can act out this behavior because like they're not hated for it,
Yeah,
or
they're
like
not really hated for anything. You know, I mean, they could do just about anything. You don't realize it. And that's why you could
yeah,
have a grown woman who's attractive at all. She could say, "Yeah, I'm just going to wear a bikini every day. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'll just wear a bikini, walk down. You know, go to the grocery store. People just, oh, bikini mom. She's so great."
oh man.
You know. Okay,
So
now I want to stop it here, Alex. Unless you have something else to say.
like I just want to say one final thing, but like any defense, like any proper defense of furry culture or just geeky anime culture has to be on the terms of defending the guys. No, we have to see guys as being allowed to inherently like this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because without it, I mean, it's never going to disappear because that's what it is. The furry hate is just like you say, it's just in to attack guys, and in a way, I mean, why bother? Because guys are attacked no matter what.
Yeah, it's
But
a way to attack guys and call guys creepy and predatory and all that. And this is what needs to be tackled head on.
oh yeah,
We can't.
differentiation. That's what it differentiation. That's what's going on here too. By attacking the furries, the other geeky guys can say, "Well, we're above these guys. Go pick on them." So if you're a Trekkie, a guy could dress in full Trek outfit and just stand next to a furry and say, "Oh yeah, I'm just a guy in a shirt." These guys are the weird ones.
Yeah.
So we'll stop it
This.
here.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, I'll stop it here.
All right. Ciao.
Yeah.